Welcome to another Meditate with me. Today is about middle of January, so Happy New Year to all of you. I hope this year started well for you. Despite what's going on around in the world, you are able to find moments of peace, rest, stillness. It's very important for us to take care of ourselves in times when the world goes a bit crazy, I think. And perhaps you're already feeling the burden of too much work and study, maybe housework, depending what you're doing, of course. It might be that you are not fully well. It's a good season to catch a cold or a flu. Maybe you suffer from chronic conditions that make you tired. So I thought it's a great point in time to have a restful meditation, a meditation that allows your body and mind to simply rest, relax, be with yourself for a moment, take a break. So if that's something that resonates with you and you would like to join me, as always, you can just find a comfortable position. You can sit down, lie down. That would be best positions for full rest. But of course, you can even do it standing, walking. Just make sure you are in a safe environment where you don't walk into anything like a traffic. So, as always, you can also close your eyes. I will be doing so. It helps me turn inwards and fully relax. And of course, it helps our eyes to rest as well. And if you prefer your eyes open, just let them be softly focused, not too intensely focused on anything. And maybe turn them downwards so that you don't stare into the screen. There is nothing to see here, really. It's just me. And then perhaps just take a few deep breaths, allowing the body to settle in whatever position it is. A deep inhale and a slow exhale. And maybe one more time, a deep inhale and a slow exhale. And notice that even just taking a deep breath like that may already allow you to feel that you took a break, that you are a bit rested. I invite you now to simply notice your body. Notice the position of the body in space. If you're sitting like me, maybe you feel the seat. You feel the ground beneath your feet. Maybe you feel how your hands are touching your thighs, your lap, wherever they're placed. And simply notice these sensations. Your body is here. Your body can be grounded safely, securely attached to the planet by gravity. Even that can make you smile a bit. Sometimes I like to imagine what would happen if gravity was not there and we would be just flying off to space. They can be grateful for gravity. And as always in meditation, first thing we can do is find an anchor. Something that we can pay attention to, that will always be our safe space. Somewhere we can return to whenever we get distracted, or we encounter any thoughts, emotions, something that pulls our attention away from being in the present moment, from resting. For some people, the breath is the best anchor. It's natural, your body is doing it all by itself, you don't have to control it. So if that's you, first notice where it's easiest to detect the breath. Maybe in your nostrils or the throat. Movement of the chest and belly. Even whole body inflating and deflating. And then, if you recognize the breath easily somewhere, simply pay attention to that sensation for a moment. Just getting familiar with it. Remember, no need to strain the focus. You don't have to concentrate extremely strongly on those sensations. It's a light focus. And of course, breathing is not the best anchor for other people. So, in that case, often what can serve as an anchor is simply listening to the sounds, not paying attention to any specific sound, but perhaps noticing that sounds are happening in your environment. Maybe it is the sound of your breath. Maybe there's traffic or some people surrounding you. In that case, just listening to the sounds as if they are a soundscape. And again, this is a good anchor because we cannot really control that much about our external environment, and sounds will always be happening to some degree. Unless you are in a completely soundproof box somewhere. Finally, one of the anchors could be sensations in the body. For many people that works well if these sensations are pleasant or neutral. This is not going to work well if you experience pain or discomfort, so I wouldn't suggest, in that case, focusing on the body too much. It won't be very restful or relaxing. You can work with pain and discomfort, but there are other meditations for that. So, if you do have pleasant or neutral sensations in your hands or feet, or really any part of the body, that can serve as an anchor. And then you can pay attention and notice what's happening. Maybe there's tingling, heaviness, warmth. No need to name these sensations, just notice. So for a short moment, let's practice just paying attention to the anchor. Whichever anchor you prefer, the breath, the sounds, or body sensations. Letting everything else stay in the background. Letting the mind rest. Letting the body be heavy and relaxed. And remember that it's normal to get distracted. Our minds getting unfocused, drifting away to other sensations, to sounds, emotions or thoughts. It's completely natural. We can always simply bring them back with kindness. No need to judge ourselves or berate. Just bring back to the anchor. Refocus, re-relax. And feel that breath. Hear the sounds. Notice body sensations. For me, when I feel a bit tired or a bit stressed, maybe because of the work or what's going on in general out there in the world, I really find body scans helpful. They help me both relax the body, relax my nervous system, but also calm down the mind. There's this conscious, relaxing, releasing tension in each body part. May be very helpful in those situations. So if you'd like to do so with me, let us first start with the head, the muscles of face, Paying attention to those muscles around and behind the eyes. Letting them relax, letting them soften. Relaxing the cheeks, mouth area, outside and inside. Letting the jaw drop. Noticing if there's any tension in that area, just releasing to the extent possible. Then moving on to the neck, shoulders, letting the shoulders drop away from the neck, letting them be heavy, letting the heavy arms pull the shoulders down. And letting the muscles of the arms, the upper arms, the lower arms, and even hands to be relaxed, be soft. For a moment, you don't have to do anything. Your hands can rest. Then also relaxing back muscles from the top of the back to the middle and the bottom. If you notice your position is making you uncomfortable, just adjust the position, make yourself more comfortable. There's no need to suffer. That's not the point of the meditation. And then moving to the front of the body, letting any tension in the chest and belly melt away. Allowing the breath, feeling the area, feeling the lungs, feeling the belly. Just softening, relaxing the muscles. And if that feels good to you, you can even take a deeper breath here. Notice whether it helped. Remembering if anything feels unpleasant or you get distracted, you can always return to your safe space of your anchor, the breath, pleasant body sensations or sounds. Now I invite you to move downwards relaxing the lower belly muscles, the area around, inside the hips, and then upper legs, lower legs, all the way to the feet. Letting the legs be heavy, relaxed, to the extent that feels right to you right now. For a moment you don't have to go anywhere, so your legs can also rest. And finally, for a moment, noticing the connection with the earth through the feet, noticing any sensations that may be present there. Depending on your position, there may be much sensation or not at all. And finally, noticing the whole body again. How does it feel now? Noticing any changes in how it feels. And as you return to the body, also noticing the state of your mind. These type of meditations can help both our minds and bodies rest, but we don't need to make it happen. We don't need to control the process. It's enough to just let it happen on its own. And if it feels comfortable to you, you can just stay here in present moment, simply paying attention to the anchor, the breath, the sounds, the body, just for a moment longer. Breathing is enough. It is okay to rest. It's important to regain some energy before we go out in the world, before we go back to work, study, before we go back to make hopefully this world a bit better. I hope you can come back to your activities with that intention. If we all act better. We can definitely make the world a better place. But it does take effort. So please do take care of yourself. When you're ready, you can slowly open your eyes, letting the light in, perhaps taking a few deep breaths, moving your toes and fingers, moving the body in the way that suits you. Just return to the surroundings, getting back to your activities. I hope you enjoyed this restful and relaxing meditation, and you will come back next time to meditate with me. Thank you, and goodbye for now.